All right, cool. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Worldwide Wednesday. I think we got a few people in here. Shano, Corblimey, thank you for joining. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we should just do Worldwide Wednesdays in the morning after GMT. Get that spillover. We've been doing them in the afternoons the past couple of weeks. And, most of our audience is, well, we have a lot in Thailand, but then that's still working time. But then people in Europe, we got people in America. It's worldwide. What are we gonna do? We can't make everybody happy with the time zones. But let me know what you guys think. If it's better here in the morning, or if we should be doing it in the afternoons. Because, yeah, I don't know. The reason we're doing it in the morning today is because we have a bunch of shoots this afternoon. Scotty D, hey, how you doing, man? Yeah, we have a restaurant shoot for where we had our big Thaiger party last week. So it's called Take Eat Easy. Love the name. In Satorn. It's a great restaurant. We had a great time. Probably too much fun. But now we have to do our part and give them some good content. Let's get it. Elliot, ni hao again. Shano says now is good for me. All right, cool. And that way we can get it, knock it out of the way. And I don't have to torture my staff with trying to edit these videos at the end of the day, and they can get it back. And we're back, says somewhere. Yes, we are. I've also added a couple of extra stories today, so I'm going to be doing a whole lot of news stories today, mostly weird ones from all over the world. We'll be hitting America. We'll be hitting China. We'll be hitting the UK. What else are we doing? And France. Interesting news about Telegram. Not sure if any of you are aware of what Telegram is or use it, but there is some big news regarding that CEO and some indictments that he is facing over in Europe. We'll see. But anyway, shall we get to it? Ready for it? Well, hold on. Tan's finding some footage for me at the end, since we've added a couple of stories here just last minute, because some big news happening in the music world. If there's any Oasis fans out there, we'll be talking about that a little bit later. All right, Steven says, morning news is also good for me. Beautiful. Damien, hi all. Something wrong with your account. I don't know what's going on, Damien. YouTube's always a little finicky with us, particularly with sending out notifications, but hopefully you can figure out what the problem is, and all will be well in the world. Hold on, I'm refreshing. Buffering, all right, am I still here? All right, cool. All right. Cool. We're recording? All right, everybody, let me know your thoughts. Oh, yeah, actually, can you scroll up to the top of my prompter again? Sorry, let it go. Corblimey says morning's good for you. All right, our lovely, loyal watchers, thank you. I'll listen to you guys. Probably it's better for us to do in the morning as well. So, yeah, we'll probably keep it this way. John's Journeys, thank you for joining us again. Excuse me. All right, let's get to it. All good? All good? Let's boogie. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Thaiger's Worldwide Wednesdays, your midweek destination for staying informed on the latest global news, from the hottest political debates and thrilling sports events to cutting-edge tech trends and the latest in entertainment and culture. We've got it all covered. Join us as we dive into the stories shaping our world, bringing you insights and updates that matter right here at the Thaiger. All right. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Dark, thank you for joining us. Let's get to it with our very first story, a weird one coming out of America. Now, if you are following the politics in America, you might know that RFK Jr., who was the favored third-party candidate of the year this election cycle, has dropped out and endorsed Donald Trump. However, a new story brought to light by his own daughter is making the waves. Now, RFK Jr. is taking heat after a story of whale decapitation has come back to light. Okay, weird. An environmental group has called for an investigation into Robert F. Kennedy Jr. after a past interview revealed he used a chainsaw, ring ring, to cut off a whale's head in 1994 and transported it across state lines. The Center for Biological Diversity Action Fund claims this may constitute a felony under federal wildlife protection laws. Statute of limitations might be in play, though. The group is urging the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, to investigate. This comes after Kennedy admitted to other wildlife-related incidents, raising concerns about his disregard for legal protections. Kennedy recently suspended his independent presidential campaign to support Donald Trump. Also in the news, him and Tulsi Gabbard will be part of the transition team for Donald Trump. But what the hell do you guys make of this? This came out from a 2012 interview with his own daughter, Kick Kennedy, where she talked about, yes, he heard about a whale beaching up. He took a chainsaw to the whale, cut off its head, strapped it to the top of his minivan, and drove it 5 hours back to his home in New York. She complained about every time they would come to a stop or accelerate, whale juices would come in, and it would be absolutely disgusting. Imagine being raised by that kind of craziness. But, one of the big attacks from the Democrats this year that's gaining traction is just talking about the weirdness of the Republican side of things. They've been trying to combat that with J.D. Vance and obviously Donald Trump himself. Adding RFK Jr. with these kind of weird stories. We've heard about a bear carcass that he dumped in Central Park. We've heard about his brain worms. And now we're hearing about when he decided to chop off a whale's head and bring it home with him. Double O Dark, or O Dark, says, meanwhile, cocaine in the White House, Biden laptop, Epstein list. Sure. Agreed completely. There's definitely accountability on both sides. My point is, though, when you're trying to combat that whole weirdness narrative that the Democrats have set up and been running with, this is not the best strategy, I would think, in terms of I study political science, and I've seen Trump and his insanely effective, name-calling campaigns that have worked in the past got him major success, not only in the primaries, but then, of course, in the general election, coming out on top. Right now, we see the Democrats with most of the momentum in terms of the rhetoric, which is obviously not about policy. I would love if our political conversations were more about policy, but unfortunately, this is now the world that we live in. So, what do you think? Is this an effective, endorsement? RFK, very popular with the libertarian segment of society, but at the same time, could be alienating to a lot of the superficial voters, right, that aren't really voting on policy, but more on their instincts and gut feelings. I don't think you can deny that's a weird story, though, one way or the other. But I hear you, Dark. I do hear you. There's weirdness, plenty of weirdness to go around for both parties. All right, well, anyways, enough politics. We're going to move on to some other weird stories from around the world. A fan has been arrested after an onstage performance with Macklemore. Now, a fan who joined rapper Macklemore on stage at the Love Stream Festival in Slovakia on August 18th was arrested right after her performance. The woman, wanted by the police, had apparently forgotten her legal troubles in the excitement. She had posted about her onstage moment on social media, leading to her recognition by a vigilant citizen who notified the police. The woman, a 24-year-old bartender, had been on the run for not paying a fine related to a 2019 incident where she ran shirtless during a football match. This girl sounds like a party. After her arrest, she was fined 800 euros and banned from similar events. Also interesting about the story, the police allowed her to finish her exciting moment with Macklemore before eventually arresting her when she got off stage. Hilarious. I think that's a pretty funny story. This woman, Europeans and their topless moments. Come on. Is that really a story? I don't know. But also funny how the authorities responded to this. You love to see it. This woman, she owed money. She got away with it for 5 years, but then, of course, forgetting about it, went up on stage, and that led to her downfall, her ultimate downfall. What her punishment will be, I'm not entirely sure. It will probably be something like a fine that she has owed, with some probably extra fines on top of it. But hey, I would imagine that's worth the moment with one of your favorite artists on stage. A funny one, I think, and happy to see that the police didn't take it too seriously and stormed the stage and ruined the concert, which would have been a different story in and of its own right. Elliot says, hold on, there was a mid-roll ad on my side. I don't know. I guess we're running advertisements. I'm not entirely sure. Sorry about that, but hopefully, once we're live, that shouldn't be happening. But thank you for letting us know. We'll see how that works. Hopefully it was a good advertisement. All right, moving on to some more controversy out of America. We're heading... Ooh, what's up? Cut the Starbucks story? Yep. What's up? Oh, I didn't send the link. Okay, we're going to move past this story. I'll just tell you about it briefly. Starbucks CEO is super commuting, about 1,000 miles to work. Yeah, that's causing some environmental concerns. Lots of these rich, the C-suite guys are now considering the mega commutes where they have their lovely home, wherever it is, and they can transport to work, wherever that is. You know, can't you just phone in? I mean, this is a big deal. Our own CEO is based in London generally, but he does fly over here, but he's not doing it every single day, right? He comes out for months at a time in order to, you know, do the work professionally and in person, but he's always working back home too. This seems unacceptable, a bad waste of both company resources and just, you know, an attack on the environment, particularly coming from a sort of a supposedly environmentally friendly company like Starbucks making us drink out of paper straws. Ew. Anyways, we'll move on from that one to a funny story coming out of my hometown. We got this one, town? All right, we're good. We're heading over to Miami. Yeah, oh, somewhere says, remember the rest of us cannot fly private all the time. I can't fly private any of the time. So not a lot of sympathy for this story. And definitely getting off on the wrong foot. He's a new CEO. Not exactly what you want to be hearing from something like Starbucks, who's already embroiled in controversies with Palestinian protests and other things like that. But more bad news. So if you're an investor in Starbucks, might be time to, well, buy low, I guess, or sell and get out. All right, so Damien also got the ad too. Sorry about that, guys. But hopefully we'll be placing those advertisements properly for people who can catch up on this later. Now, off to Miami, my hometown. Welcome to Miami. Bienvenido a Miami. But make sure you don't have any head wounds, because a bleeding man has been arrested after refusing to leave a plane at the Miami airport. This is a funny one. And you'll notice Jay photoshopped onto this man's picture on our thumbnail. Excellent work, hot for making a beautiful graphic. Now, a man, Eugenio Ernesto Hernandez Garnier, was arrested at Miami Airport after refusing to leave a plane due to bleeding from a recent hair transplant. Concerned staff and the American Airlines flight to Las Vegas asked him to disembark over worries about potential contamination from his unbandaged wound. Hernandez Garnier and his companion Yusialdis Blanca Loyola refused to leave, with Loyola stating that if they couldn't fly, no one else could fly either. Wow, this sounds like lovely people. The incident, live streamed on TikTok, led to police intervention, resulting in their arrest on charges of trespass and resisting arrest. The entire plane had to be evacuated due to the disturbance. What? Come on, guys. Like, all right, first of all, hair transplants. You're going to need some recovery time, right, before you just hop on the plane. I can't imagine what the pressurization and depressurization will do to those wounds. Yeah, super yuck, says Shano. And somewhere says, well, that's like a Hannibal movie. But then also to be like, okay, you clearly have a head wound going on. You're bleeding from there. You require medical attention. Then to say, all right, if I can't fly, nobody else can fly. What an absolute Karen move. Hopefully these guys are on a no-fly list and are relegated to Miami. If you know anything about people in Miami, you would know that this is not an uncommon reaction. Miami Airport, most of the crazy stories or crazy videos that you see of people in an airport behaving wildly, that's at Miami International, one of the airports that I frequent most of the time. Luckily, I'm coming in internationally, usually in the middle of the night. My God, next time, try to pay attention where those stories are coming from. Almost always, it's my hometown. Viva los Cubanos. And here, again, it's rearing its ugly head. Super gross. Core Blimey said, some people are just dumb. Yeah. And a lot of them are in Miami. Beautiful city. Don't get me wrong. Go visit. But certainly a lot of crazies. No shortage there. All right, now speaking of crazy, we have a story coming out of China, which is going to make you angry at rich people again. Sorry, I'm railing against the rich today. But a revenge oh, yeah. Somewhere does say, if it's a gator story, you know it's Florida. That's my other hometown, Gainesville. Go Gators. Chomp, chomp. All right, anyways. A revenge-seeking shopper makes Louis Vuitton staff count $110,000 in cash and then bails. In a dramatic act of revenge, a woman in China made Louis Vuitton staff count 600,000 yuan, or approximately $110,000, in cash for 2 hours, only to leave without making a purchase. What a jerk. The incident occurred after the woman felt mistreated during a previous visit to the LV outlet in Chongqing, where staff allegedly ignored her and directed her to outdated items. Don't you know who I am? After stewing over the encounter for 2 months, she returned with the cash, only to retract the purchase after the money was counted. The story went viral, earning praise from netizens for her bold payback, but also backlash from other people. I don't know. Don't you have better things to do with your time? I've worked retail before, so this annoys me. Especially because so many of these retail people work on commissions. So they think, oh my God, here she comes. We got a big paycheck coming in. That's going to be reflected on my paycheck. So yeah, making them waste their time for 2 hours counting that and then ultimately not making any purchases. Kind of a jerk move. I would imagine you have better things to do with your time. The fact that she sat there stewing on it for 2 months, like, makes me wonder, what kind of problems do these people have that they have the time and money to be able to, you know, ruin the lives of some retail workers like this, or at least the days. But yeah, absolutely disgusting. Damien says the feed is stopped. Am I still here? I'm sorry, guys. We're working out the kinks. It's tough to do these shows back to back, but we'll work out the kinks and make it go better next time. Sorry about that, Damien. Yep, Temu ad popped up. Temu's in town, by the way. They've recently crashed into Thailand, disrupting that e-commerce market. But yeah, what do you guys think of this? Like, is this an acceptable amount of payback? Yeah, sure, she felt mistreated by the Louis Vuitton staff. I can't imagine what they did to mistreat her or how she felt wronged. But to me, this seems like an unnecessary form of payback. That's really just, you know, showing what a jerk you are. My take. But let me know what you guys think. Oh, hi, Sing in My Car. Thank you for joining us. I'm ready for the jokes, please. Give me some dad jokes to start my morning. And Scott D says, fine connection in Chicago. All right, we'll figure out what the hell happened, but please bear with us as we get you through these stories. All right, next story. Now, I don't know about you guys. I am obsessed with extending my life. I'm ready for the singularity. I'm ready to upload. I want to live forever. Knock on wood. I think it's a beautiful world, and I want to see all parts of it and how we evolve in it. However, there is a warning coming from scientists against taking health tips from centenarians. Now, scientists caution against taking health tips from the over 100 crowd, as their longevity might be more about luck or genetics than specific habits. Richard Farragher, a biogerontologist, notes that some centenarians defy typical health advice, such as avoiding exercise or having unhealthy diets, yet live long lives. This suggests they might possess genetic traits that make them more resilient. Experts emphasize that while certain lifestyle factors like not smoking and regular exercise can increase life expectancy, centenarians' habits aren't necessarily responsible for their longevity. Instead, broader public health improvements play a significant role in increasing life expectancy. Yeah, I don't know, man. Every time I see one of these old people talking about, what are your secrets? They're like, I don't know. I drink whiskey in the morning, smoke cigars in the afternoon, and I shout at the TV. This is coming off of the news that the world's oldest person just passed away at 117 years old. But yeah, what are your secrets, anybody who are leading to longer lifespans? I've started to take it a little more seriously. Okay, I'll admit my exercise routine is a little lacking these days, but I've been trying to eat healthier, more salads, less meat, a little less red meat. I recently got the high cholesterol diagnosis, so I'm trying to combat that. Taking turmeric for the old heart, the old ticker, and milk thistle for my ever-expanding drinking habits. But yeah, apparently there's no substitute for good genetics, and that's the funny thing. So don't take your advice from these old people. They've lived through world wars. They've seen enough trauma, and they can do whatever the hell they want. For us, I think we've been raised in more of this environment where fast food is always on the menu. We abuse substances more, I think, generally speaking. I don't know. I guess old people drink too. That's been around forever. But at the same time, you know, listen to your medical experts, not Granny and Grandpappy over there. Shano says, yes, good genes, Scott. I do believe more luck than habits, says somewhere, and I think I'm inclined to agree with you, just as this expert said. All right, 3 more stories for you, all having to do with pop culture generally. So I don't know if we have any video game fans in the house, but a major new release has just come out in the form of China's RPG Black Myth Wukong, based on Journey to the West, if there are any Chinese history nerds in the house like myself. But it has seen massive success, and now companies are supporting its launch by giving people time off to play it. The highly anticipated Chinese RPG Black Myth Wukong was released globally on August 20th, quickly drawing over 1.22 million players on Steam within the first 40 minutes. The game, based on the classic novel Journey to the West, garnered significant pre-sale revenue, likely covering its developmental costs already. In support of this milestone for China's gaming industry, several Chinese companies suspended work to allow employees to play the game. That's nice. We need more time off for game playing, guys. Sichuan Muziyang's Technology even declared a day off, while other companies offered perks like game reimbursements. The game's producer urged players to enjoy the game at a relaxed pace, releasing a guide to enhance the experience. So this is big news for a few reasons. The Chinese are not typically good at making these single-player RPG experiences. I'm a big gamer, so I know that it's the Japanese and the Americans that typically dominate this sphere. However, the Chinese have now entered this market and produced a very strong entry. Reviews are in. It's very good. And what's funny about this is just you see how united China gets behind its own cultural successes. Imagine getting a day off for video games. What a dream that would be. I would love that so much. And to see them, other industries supporting the massive success of this particular launch, come on. How can you not have some cultural pride in that? So what do you think, guys? Is this a reasonable take? Do you think companies should give more time off for cultural phenomena, cultural experiences, whether it's like movies or TV show releases, but especially video games? They take up the most time. I think that's pretty cool. So anyways, I like it. Somewhere says, I'm going to wait till Wukong goes on sale. I wouldn't hold your breath. Gonna be a while for that one, but there's a subreddit called Patient Gamers if you want to stay up to date on when these big names go on sale. I'm one of those too. I think I'll be waiting myself somewhere. Smelly Sometime, love the name. Talking about the last story, most centenarians all have this in common. They accept loss easily. Taking hard the deaths and losses shortens life, just FYI. Yeah, stress, absolutely a factor in that one. And, just saying life is something in stride, death is the next thing. I feel like the less worried about death you are, the less likely it's coming for you. So, excellent advice there, I think. Smelly Sometime. I Sing in My Car said he won a free copy, so I was pretty cool with it. Nice. Congratulations. How'd you win it? I'm a little curious. Somewhere says, how about a day off for upcoming GTA 6? Absolutely. There we go. There's your American cultural icon, milestone video game. Why don't we... let's be real. People are going to be taking days off for GTA 6 anyways, and I'm super excited about it because... it's going to be in Miami. One of the fun things about it is they are adding memes and TikTok videos that have gone viral in Florida to the game. I would imagine this guy with the bleeding hair transplant is going to be in the DLC at some point. So we'll see about that. Smelly Sometimes says, I retired and now my daily work is World of Tanks or whatever video game. That's so funny. I have a very good friend who is obsessed with World of Tanks as well. A Twitch streamer gave it a, nice. I got to get into Twitch streaming. I bought a badass computer because I thought I was going to get into it, and eventually I got too busy with Thaiger work that now my video games have taken a hit. But I just got a PlayStation 5, so I got the camera. I have a Twitch account. I might be getting back into it. I'll let you guys know. I won a game in Apex yesterday all by myself. My team died. I was up against a final team, and killed them all. No greater feeling than that, winning a championship by yourself. So, maybe stay tuned. Apparently, I still got it. Hey. All right. And Elliot says, waiting for Nintendo Switch 2 despite already owning a PlayStation 5. Yeah, you get your gaming on the go. Is Pantip Plaza still the place to buy computers? Where did I go? Is that where we go? Do you guys remember? Hot. You made my video game specs, my computer specs. Where did I go to buy that? Was that at Pantip Plaza? Yeah. It was. Fortune, that's it. Yeah, so yes, somewhere, that is still the place to go. It is confirmed by my crack team over here. All right, that's it for my teleprompter. I got 2 more stories for you guys. Let's do Telegram first, Don, and then we'll do Oasis last. Let's get to it. Okay, guys, I'm going off prompter for this one, so I'm going to break eye contact for a little bit. Our second to last story is involving the social media platform Telegram, which is heavily used in both Russia and Ukraine, and it's kind of the main source of information for both sides of that conflict. So this is some interesting news. Now, Telegram CEO Pavel Durov was arrested in Paris over allegations that the messaging platform is being used for illegal activities, including drug trafficking and the distribution of CP. We'll leave it as called. Telegram, launched in 2013, is known for its large group chats and end-to-end encryptions, but concerns have been raised about its lack of content moderation. Durov, who founded the app with his brother, was detained as part of a judicial inquiry in France, but has not yet been charged. Telegram defended its practices, emphasizing user privacy and freedom of speech. I'm curious to know your thoughts on this, guys. Now, there's plenty of apps that do end-to-end encryption, Facebook Messenger does it, WhatsApp does it, Line does it. But at the end of the day, there are backdoors, right? The governments are able to get into them in order to investigate suspicions and crimes, which is, of course, all of them that are able to operate in the West have those backdoors. Telegram is operable in the West, but it's not very popular. At the end of the day, plenty of people are using that Telegram for these illicit activities, which is, a concern, right? Nobody likes the idea of people being able to get away with crimes using these messaging apps. However, at the same time, the issues of privacy come up. What rights to privacy do people have? I'm not a big fan of the if you have nothing to hide, then what are you hiding? I do believe in privacy rights and the like. So I'm a little curious as to what your thoughts are on this. He has been arrested, but he hasn't been charged yet, and it's unclear. I think what we need to look for is if he is released, then I think you'll probably expect Telegram has now opted to allow governments that backdoor instead. But it's pretty interesting stuff. So Retro Guy says, so much scamming in Telegram. Some random even called once I joined a crypto channel. Yeah, absolutely. The scams are rampant on Telegram. That's pretty well known. But at the same time, I don't know, man. I'm a big fan of privacy, but also how these governments operate, man, is can be very sketchy in and of itself. So I think it comes down to, people should have power over their governments, not the other way around. And until we have more government oversight and transparency into how they are accessing these backdoors and for what purposes they are doing it, then it's kind of hard to trust them with that kind of power. Dark30 is still stuck on the Epstein list. I'm sorry, man. I don't know. I would love to see that opened up as well. I'm sure there's plenty of bad people all around the world on that, but until it opens up, I'm not going to be able to tell you about it. Elliot says, I never use Telegram, but I heard that my father's Canadian university friend uses the app to fall for conspiracy theories. Sure. That's the funny thing. It's mostly used by Russians and Ukrainians to talk about the war, and plenty of the misinformation that is coming out of Russia is distributed to their own people through Telegram. They use other channels like, Facebook has been used in the past plenty of times for disinformation campaigns. But no platform is really immune to that. But at the end of the day, what kind of power should governments have over these things? And it's also the government's prerogative. They can shut down the use of these platforms within their own borders as well. That's a touchy issue, and I'm not entirely sure what to do. Somewhere says they better produce evidence directly tying the CEO to the illegal activities, or else it's a witch hunt. That's a fair enough take. Just because he is protecting the privacy of all of his users 100%, does that make him responsible for the illegal activities? Does that make, the U.S. government responsible for everything that happens on the internet, right? I think that's a fair point somewhere. AV says security versus privacy was a question back in 2001. Still is, man. That is absolutely one of the number one issues in our world today, especially when you have things like artificial intelligence. I've heard of, who was it? Jenna Ortega, right? The girl from Wednesday. She just quit Twitter because people kept sending her AI adult videos of herself. That's pretty creepy and a disgusting use of artificial intelligence. So, not sure. Smelly Sumtum asks, what kind of power should the media have over the government? I like my vote. Well, that's the thing. Media is meant to just be the fourth pillar, be a watchdog, right, of these government activities and call out the BS when it's meant to be. But, yeah, in terms of real power, I don't have a whole lot other than being able to call attention to the issues that I think you voters should be able to pay attention to. Oh, and Stanley Kui Lim, it's KW Lim, says Pegasus software much more dangerous and intrusive. Also, yeah, now we're getting into the cryptosphere and the blockchain sphere. That is a whole world that I don't really want to delve into now, but if you are interested in it, I'll bring in more stories about cryptocurrency and what's going on in that world, because I have plenty of friends that are heavily involved with it. There are a lot of good actors. There's a lot of bad actors too. So it's important to know the difference if you are planning to put your money into that sphere. All right. Let's get away from politics, everybody. Give me liberty or give me death. Trump 2024. Why not? Let's not for me, but I'll let you guys make up your own minds regarding the American politics. But yeah, always a fun circus to watch. Now, our last story. Let's get out of politics and get into something a little less controversial, or maybe more. I'm not entirely sure. But any Oasis fans in the house? Let me bust out my guitar. This is Wonderwall, everybody. No, okay, let's move on. Oasis is reuniting for a British Isles tour next summer, ending a 15-year hiatus fueled by Gallagher Brothers' infamous feud. The tour will include 14 dates across Wales, England, Scotland, and Ireland, starting July 4th, 2024. Happy Independence Day. The band's reunion comes after years of solo performances and public spats. Tickets go on sale this Saturday. With the pre-sale, fans have speculated about this reunion for years, especially after recent social media teasers and the upcoming release of Definitely Maybe Deluxe 30th Anniversary editions. So, yeah. Woo! Well, unfortunately, it's not turning into a worldwide tour just yet, but we'll see. I mean, maybe if the success of their British Isles tour is as I expect it to be, then we'll see them coming around to more areas of the world. Also, though, them playing together is a recipe for disaster. I mean, these guys have been at each other's throats for many, many years now, but there is no denying the significant influence that they have had on the music and just insanely sold out. Who's going to win? The ever unquenched thirst for money, or the unstoppable force versus immovable object that the brothers themselves are, because they certainly love to get into it. Oh no, stream is gone, sound is gone. I've been talking, nothing's happening. Anybody there? Are we good? Hi. We're still buffering. All right. Sorry, everybody. Like I said, we're working out the kinks. Maybe some internet problems on our end. But yeah, hey, I sing in my car. We'll be singing in his car very shortly. And there will be Linkin Park news. What? That's great. I was lucky enough to see Linkin Park before the unfortunate demise of Chester Bennington. But yeah, anyways, I'd be curious to see. Linkin Park is actually a band that comes out to Asia. So that's very good news to me. I'll be on the lookout for that. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Smelly Sometime, you love these news segments. Thank you so much for the kind words, man. I'm going to try to do this at least once a week, talk about whatever the interesting stuff is around the world, because, you know, now we're doing Thailand, the ASEAN region, and I know a lot of our fans are from all over the place. So love to give you my take on these things, too. All right. Cool. Thank you guys for being patient with us trying to figure out this stream in the morning. I think we will stick to the morning show so that we can just knock these out and my editors can get to work bringing it out to TikTok and Instagram. Yeah, everybody, do like and subscribe if you have not done that already. It helps the channel out immensely. We're pushing 200K. We want to get past that milestone, and hopefully with more streams like this, we can bring in a wider audience interested in a wider range of news stories. All right, yeah, anyways, last couple of comments. Might be a new lead singer for Linkin Park. That'd be weird. Chester Bennington is pretty irreplaceable in my book. Kind of worked for Sublime with Rome, but we'll see. Elliot also says Bruno Mars is back with a new song in collaboration with Lady Gaga. Also, Lady Gaga will be coming out in the new Joker movie, Folie à Deux. I'm very excited for that. It is debuting at the Cannes Film Festival. Should be fun. All right, and Sing in My Car says, seen Linkin Park 5 times. Man, lucky you. That was a great show. I saw them once. Who was it with? It was with Korn, and also Snoop Dogg was opening in that show too. What an amazing array of talent. All right, guys. That'll do it for me. Thank you all for joining us for this stream. I think we got up to about 70 at one time. That was nice. But we'll be back again tomorrow for GMT, so please do join us. And everybody, have a wonderful Wednesday. Catch you next time.